Let's go back 1 week to the slop fest that was Motocross Deschambault. Ward with the first hole shot, then riders were going down all over the place. Look at Lalonde, that's trouble. Hayes, faceful. Surratt wins the first moto, wire to wire. Second moto, Surratt hole shots. Things start to clean up a little bit, and then all of a sudden Wright goes for a tumble, and there goes your red-plated Moffenbauer. He's out of this moto. Surratt takes it. Championship is tight going into round 10. Welcome, race fans, to the final round of the 2017 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals. This week, RJ Motorsport Park in Barrie. And today's MX2 racing will be presented by Motovan.com, Canada's source for power sports parts and accessories. MX2 pilots and staging, Mark Travers and Brian Koster in the booth. And look at the focus on our points leader, Brian Shaw, Moffenbauer. He's in his zone.
Man, M got the pole position and gives him first gate pick. That rider right there, Ryan Surratt, rivaling for the championship here today.
All right, let's get caught up in our points with 1 round to go. Moffenbauer with a scant 11-point lead after his problems in round 9. Our balance of the top 10, Pettis, Keast, Fraser, and Halstead. It's going to be a great day today, Fabs, and an awesome track. Our pilots now going out and picking their gates. Another story that's developing those 3 amateurs with Ward, Canelo, and Austin Watley.
Yeah, terrific to have so much young talent out of southwestern Ontario on the gate. Of course, Tanner Ward proved himself earlier on. This is Marco Canella's first Pro-Am race, as well as Austin Watley. So look for good things from these 2 youngsters.
Okay, Fabs, the RJ Motorsport Park, an absolutely gorgeous facility, getting better every single year. Here's the layout.
Yeah, it is fantastic. Just outside of Barrie, Ontario, open for practice Wednesdays and Saturdays, so locals can come out here and ride this track. It's fantastic, and they have it set up for a pro-national day of bar banging. We are in for a treat.
Sand, base, loam, stones, rocks, we got everything. MX2 pilots coming out of parade. Gate drops next. Welcome back, Rockstar race fans, to round 10, the final round of the 2017 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals. This week, RJ Motorsport Park in Barrie. And there's the lovely Rockstar L giving Fabs and Travs, who are in the booth, a lovely kiss. And here comes Rockstar Kelsey and Julie out to see Sir Paul. We've talked about him a lot this season, Brian. He has that watch. He's been knighted throughout in England, and there is a fine line of MX2 pilots on the gate. This photo will be sponsored by Yamaha Motor Canada. Yamaha, revs your heart.
Oh, Travs, they have brought out the A-team for the final round, and what a season it has been. What dichotomy in this class. So many winners, so many stories, so many DNFs. It is unbelievable that it has boiled down to Moffenbauer and Surratt. Who saw that coming?
Especially with 11 points, and you think about the season that Surratt has had to come down with those 2 moto wins last week. Okay, riders focusing down on the gate, Brian. The gate is down, coming to that beautiful right-hand sweeper. Who's going to get that roll distributing hole shot?
Ooh-wee. Oh, man, is that Jason Benny, the 35, the Quebecer that scored 3rd overall last weekend, on board with the 21 Husqvarna of Davey Fraser. Fraser with a great start, Travs, going wide in the Honda. Look at Canella. Canella and right in there, so a great start for Marco Canella out of Waterdown, Ontario. First pro race on the Drift Action Cam. This is sweet.
Fabs, listen to those rocks blasting off that Carlson Racing Husqvarna. Fraser, boy, he is in the mix. A lot of tight turns here with big banks. And this is a real cool section right here, Brian, where they open up this Marin wall banker. Absolutely gorgeous up on the high line.
Oh, man, and you can really hear the peppering these riders are getting as Dylan Wright makes a quick move on Canelo. But check out our rider out front, Jess Pettis, Prince George, BC, MX101. That's the Blue Crew rider in the Blue Crew GP turn, having a great old time out front, leading his teammate M.
Muffendiver in great championship position right now. We are still looking for the 338 of Ryan Surratt, but it looks like the 100 of Jacob Hayes is on the move on the wide side. Oh my goodness, did you see that line for Wright on the inside as he gets by Benny into 3rd place?
A heads-up move through the pro circuit rhythm section, a new part of the racetrack, and it's Hayes that's lurking, looking dangerous. Through that, a big puddle there, a little over-watering, sauced up through the moto van right-hander along this sweet tree line. There is Jason Benny getting a great Royal Distributing hole shot. This kid is dynamite. That is by a couple bike lengths, and he was so pumped on 3rd last weekend on his home soil. Rest of the pack following through quite clean through their trousers. Pettis out front, railing berms.
Benny on that Matthias Marine Kawasaki. He's also a Motovan Black rider. He's dynamite in the start, Brian, sitting in 4th place, and then the 146 of Canelo with that amateur plate Rockstar backing. He's great off the starts too.
Yeah, Marco Canella, sponsored by Moto Park, a 7-day-a-week full practice facility up in Durham, Ontario. So a lot of laps up there for Canelo, looking poised in fifth.
I just saw Surratt come through just outside the top 10. Mike Alessi, his sort of pseudo teammate, cheering him on back to the lead through the Yamaha blue corner. Pettis in the lead, and here comes Little M on that giant double down into the valley. Big tabletop, huge jumps here, Brian. I really love the way that they've manipulated those for some great air. And how about the eye candy for the giant crowd that's come in here to see the final round of racing?
Moffenbauer is on fire. He over-jumped there coming out of the Blue Crew turn and just knifed the front end a bit. He's taking a plane through the Motul lap. Ooh. Oh, and he makes an aggressive move on his teammate to get him out and loses his balance a bit. And this section here, a little tabletop, and then you've got this double with a real knuckler of a lander. First moto, smooth now, but this place is going to get sub-ugly by the second motos. These MX2 riders are going to tear this place apart.
And you always talk about how the rocks come up out of nowhere, especially in this section. Look at that big meat souse, little overwater section there. Moffenbauer very aggressive and confident through that turn.
I'm liking the way the track tracks is set up with two lines, and there's that miscue there for Moffenbauer. Good thing his teammates right there. He recovers nicely. A fast track with lots of options in the turn. The battle for 8th is heating up. Surratt got a terrible start. This is a huge championship game for him on that Kawasaki right behind the 21 Fraser. A quick knife into the Honda turn, not able to make it stick, but he is all over and hungry.
And they're working up on the number 35 of Jason Benny, so this is a 3-pack for 8th place. Look at how aggressive Surratt is. My goodness, Brian. This is a different rider than we saw earlier in the season, the 338 of Surratt. That confidence that he got with that overall win last week was spectacular.
You know, Trav, you just took the words right out of my mouth. He is riding like we haven't seen him ride all year. The championship's on the line. He never thought he would even be in this position with riders like Cole Thompson and Osby out. It has opened up the door.
The 327 of Gourlay and the 27 of Rosina battling for 60. Rosina actually got a good start, but he's falling back. And now Surratt's working up the 35 of Jason Benny. And you can actually just watch the confidence that certain riders have, the speed that they're able to manipulate and get by people. Look at Surratt on the gas through this gorgeous rhythm section.
Surratt just came in there jumping a lot further than the 35 of Benny, and all these options in the turn straps are great with those inside hippers and the wide outsides. There are options on this RJ Motorsport racetrack. It is awesome. A nice shot of the 16 of Pettis chasing his teammate, railing first, but here comes Wright.
The track is set up as nice as I've ever seen it, Brian, and I'm really loving the flow. Oh, my goodness. The number 14 of Dylan Wright on that TDR Honda goes down on that soft berm in the Honda corner. Insult to injury.
Did you see how fast he was going there, Travis? He just dove into that turn and just got on the high side of the berm. Canelo gets by again, so we saw Wright make an aggressive pass on Canelo right in here on the opening lap. So now Canelo in 4th, and here comes Wright. Trav, Canelo has battled with the 184 Tanner Ward their whole amateur career, and they've been pretty even, Steven, with Canelo usually getting the upper hand.
Well, what's interesting now is that Canelo's the only rider of that 3-pack that's in this mix. We heard that Tanner Ward had a brake issue, so he's out of the mix. Watling didn't get a great start, but Canelo is the real deal. And what I like about this, Brian, is he's finally getting some long moto experience against fast riders. Sure, he got that at the Loretta Lynn's, but it's not like this.
Yeah, there's a new rule with Loretta Lynn, so he has been holding off on racing these nationals. Now he's going for it. What a move right here. This great racing on track. Wright is so aggressive. He wants to do something here with all the Honda brass. Remember, Honda Canada just about half an hour south of this racetrack, so there's a lot of red brass here.
A couple of our favorite young Canadians battling it out on the track. Here we have the 21 of Davey Frazier sitting in 9th, and here comes the double H of Hayden Halstead on that gorgeous MX101 Yamaha using the Highline. Brian, options all over the track.
These two guys have been beating the living daylights out of each other all year, and there is a heavy rivalry between them, and neither of those young athletes will ever give up.
How about the 288 of Mullinex? He's a Orange Brigade rider, brought it from California, here to race with Tanner Ward this weekend. Ultra fast, great kid, and a nice way to introduce another young rider into a pro series with a 338 of Surratt hot in his tail.
Well, KTM, a company on the move, bringing up a California, showing they have eyes on this series. There's battling, good defense there by Mullinex, but Surratt won't be denied, and Mullinex raced against Ward yesterday for the amateur day. Ward getting the better of him, but Mulinek's taking that last moto win.
Mulinek is fast, there's no question about it. And just a likable young kid as we get back to that battle for 9th place between Frazier and Halstead, as we see the number 16 of Jess Pettis getting his last lap flag, looking back for the 100 of Jacob Hayes. Where is he? There he is on an interesting single down into the finish line jump, Brian. You almost had to time that jump getting up to the finish line.
The whole track has got options, and we've seen some riders actually double up to that spectator area with such a brazen, bold move. But again, it's risk-reward. It's easy to blow that berm and miss the turn. Sean Moffenmeyer, though, hasn't missed many turns, coming in to take the win, helping him secure that championship. But there's another moto to go, and you can bet Ryan Surratt's going to have a thing or two to say about it.
The number 12 of Sean Moffenmeyer getting closer to that championship. Let's go and see our top 10 for the first MX2 moto. Pettis second, Wright with a nice fourth. Surratt actually makes it up to 5th. Canella, Mulinek, Keast, Hayden, Halstead, Ryan Lalonde in 10th. Hey, Fabs, take this one.
Yeah, I mean, I was out there battling it with my teammate Sean, and we were having fun out there. We were going back and forth, and yeah, I was glad we were able to go 1-2, and hopefully just do the same thing in the next moto. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, you know, my goal was to get a good start and just try to smooth, consistent race, and that's what I did. I got off the line good, I think like 4th or 5th, and made a couple quick passes in the beginning, and Dylan Wright went down, so handed me 3rd, and just after that, I just tried to put steady laps in, and that's what I did.
Solid ride for the Monster Kawasaki rider. There's another Kawasaki hole shot artist. We've got the championship moto coming up next.
Welcome back to round 10 of the 2017 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals. RJ Motorsport Park just outside of Barrie, Ontario. Mark Travers and Brian Coster in the booth, and the lovely Rockstar L constantly blowing us kisses. I think she likes us. Focusing back on Rockstar Kelsey and Rockstar Julia coming out with that 34 dynamite stances, Brian, and a good look at that huge sweeping turn. This second MX2 moto will be brought to you by Motovan.com, Canada's source for power sports parts and accessories.
And that they are, and a great sponsor for this series. We saw Drew Roberts had that outside gate in the first one. Tommy Delari has that outside pick this time, and you can get a pretty decent start from out there, though most of the hot shoes are closer to the gate. Marco Canella there has chosen an outer gate pick, and so has the 184 of Tanner Ward.
Rockstar Kelsey going to 5 as we look back at the gate. Now, riders looking for the 5 to go sideways. It does on the gate. And the gate is down, Brian. Coming to the first corner. Who's going to get the final world distributing hole shot of the year?
And it looks like Dylan Wright. Oh, and it's Wright, and Benny, I think, scores it again. Surratt on the inside has a good start. Here comes Canella. And the 100 of Hayes. Organized chaos at its finest.
Without a doubt. So that gives the number 35, Jason Benny on that Matthias Marine, the Royal Distributing Triple Crown, Brian.
Wow.
2 hole shots, $800 in his dungaree.
Nice, and he goes, look at this, we got 3 Kawasaki's in the top 4 with Dylan Wright, the spoiler on the inside. Into the Sherby's right, heads out front.
And what's really interesting here, Brian, is the number 338 of Surratt is in 3rd place, and the number 12 of Moffenmeyer is in 6th place.
Wow, interesting as they come through that Marin Wolf Ridge wall. What a sick part of the racetrack into this glorious step-up, Travis. And you know I got a lot of laps around this track myself, and I have a bit of a soft spot for this place.
Hayes on the outside takes Surratt for 3rd place. That's a big pass right there. And what's cool about this track, Brian, is they've opened up this middle grandstand section to get people out in the middle of the track for better viewing. Did you see Wright break into that corner? Heavy braking. Hayes on the wide side. Carrying speed is in 2nd.
Hayes has been awesome today, Travis, and this track now is starting to get rough, and it is a choppy rough. You can see all those white specks are little stones. These guys are just getting hammered with boost. Surratt makes a quick move through the Motovan corner and moves up into 3rd. Down the tree line they go over that first little Dunlop cable, and then this jump can cause problems. These riders all making it through. There goes Moffenmeyer. So Moffenmeyer with the championship at stake has just got to keep Surratt in his vision right there, so if Moff stays put, he's going to win this title.
In perfect place. Let's get back to that Royal Distributing Triple Crown. Look at the contact with Wright and Benny, but Benny just maintains the throttle, Brian, stays clean, and gets by, wow, 1 wheel's worth.
They clacked pretty hard there because you can see Benny's bike in slow-mo get totally pushed over about a foot. Both riders keeping the throttle pinned.
Here we are coming back to our battle for 3rd place. Did you see Surratt look over at the number 12 of Moffenmeyer into the GP section? Oh, my! Oh, Surratt matchup blows Moffenbauer off the track. A little bit of contact, but I expected to see that from Surratt.
Surratt does not want to play these games with Moffenbauer because Moffenbauer is a much more physically strong specimen, but Moff is thinking championship. Canelo's having a peak right there, so Moff right now maybe a little rattled thinking of that championship.
Right, let's go back to the 450 Supercross Championship in that last round in Vegas between Dungey and Tomac. They followed each other around. There was some bar banging. I expect to see the same stuff in this moto. Surratt wants to win. He's got to do it.
Yeah, for sure. And Moff, if he's going to get this championship, he can't crumble. He's got to step up. Now, check out the 146 of Canelo. What composure for a young athlete here. We saw Tanner Ward get a pair of seconds last weekend, so there is some talent coming through the CMRC system in Ontario.
Take this one, Fabs. Here's that contact again with hot sauce and Little M.
Oh, Surratt just put some hot sauce right in the wound there. And hey, that's a racing incident, and he didn't do anything illegal there. But I'm telling you, Moffenbauer, you don't want to pee him off.
Mullenix and Benny going through that Wolfridge High line in the Marin corner. And look at this gorgeous piece of eye candy with the number 14 of Dylan Wright leading a 4-pack into this tight pro circuit corner. There's that inside line. Look how tight it is, Fry.
I'm impressed with Hayes bringing on the pressure because Wright was looking unstoppable there for a couple laps. But this track, very unpredictable with a lot of that loose soil pushed wide. It's got a hard base and a lot of little rollers. Here's Canelo. You know, in that first moto, he had 5th locked up and stalled it on the last lap. He had 10 seconds on Surratt. So that gave Surratt a bunch more points.
Look at this. Surratt going inside on that hip jump. This kid is riding like I've never seen before. Yeah. And Brian, think about this class. If we added Osby and Thompson in this mix, that's like 7 guys that would be banging bars for the win here today. It's fantastic.
It has just been an epic series, and it's so sad that Thompson and Osby are out, but imagine how it would have boiled down. But let's go back to those opening rounds. It was Moffenbauer that proved to be dominant. Here is Surratt. Look at him on the outside. This kid has got some skills and some stones. You would never expect a pass to be made from that deficit, crossing over and taking the line.
Yes.
That outside section sets you up for that outside berm. Surratt just cuts right in, and that is some timing and some skill and just some stone.
That is some polished brass, my friend. Wow. Polished brass, as my mother would say. As the battle for the lead intensifies, going into the pro circuit corner, right on the inside. Boy, the way they can manipulate those 250s is unbelievable. Surratt has the lead coming out on that outside line.
Unbelievable ride for Ryan Surratt, man. I really thought this was Wright's to win. There's a good view of those options through the Mo tool, and coming to this is a tight corner, but these riders still keep the RPM up, and the sand is deep there, sucks the power out. Come over this tree line, 3rd gear jump, and this little knuckle right there, coming up to the spectator gallery.
And RJ Motorsport Park is cool because it's sandier in the top side and a little loamier down here, but look at the brake work for Wright coming into that corner, but Surratt carrying too much speed.
There is those huge braking bumps that Wright had to deal with, as well as that inside hip. So the outside braking bumps, but right here is where it's very interesting for Surratt, just to cut in front of Dylan. You know Dylan ain't backing off.
Right, coming into lappers, our lead package of Surratt and Wright. And this corner is tricky, a little bit one line through here. And look at Surratt trying to navigate through these lappers. Oh, and he gets pushed wide. Wright is in the lead.
Oh man, that is the 110 of Brock Kelly trying to signal the rider around, but just gets kind of caught on the main line. So Surratt gets bumped back to second through the lappers, a gift for Dylan Wright.
And this section I love because they drop down through that valley, and then as you said, the option to double through into the finish line. Oh, Surratt's got an issue, he's down. Surratt is down.
Oh, that is a fast part of the track, Travis. That's awful for Surratt. So Dylan Wright now has a big lead, but here it is. Look at Surratt staying low. He comes up here and slides off the face with the back end. Yep. That ain't pretty, and that's a fast section from another angle. This looks like just a knee grabber right here. Oh, that has got to be a brutal knee injury for Surratt. Wow. Trav, that is a hard crash.
Wow, picking up the garbage is the 146 of Marco Canella in 5th place as we move ahead to the 16 of Jess Pettis in 4th. Pettis had a great round here last year, got on the podium, and I think that carried him into a dynamic 2017 series. But this second moto was all about the number 14 of Dylan Wright. And let's talk about his second half, Brian. He really has gotten his S together, if you will.
Oh, man, and this is just great for the Gopher News Honda team. The kid has got so much personality. He has fun on his dirt bike, and he is so fast. Signaling the crowd. The GDR squad is put together, such a dynamic team. What a beautiful presence in the pits they present, and a glorious win for the 14.
And that situation with Surratt, as we see Hayes come over in second, may have moved Dylan Wright into second place overall for the championship.
Wow.
And there we go, the 12 of Sean Moffenbar coming over the finish line and securing his first professional championship here in 2017. Welcome back to RJ Motorsport Park in Barrie, and look at this, our Royal Distributing Triple Crown winner, Jason Benny. What a great day for him. $800 in the Dungy. Let's get to our top 10. Second MX2 Moto down to Mullenix in 6th. Great ride. Pesci in 7th. Love it. Keast in 8th. Pronovo in 9th, and Tanner Ward in 10th. This is it. Ryan Coster, you.
Third overall in the championship, ladies and gentlemen, Nut Up Industries, the 338, Ryan Surratt. Ryan, oh my gosh, thank you for making the effort to get up here. Coming away from Canada, your first full year up here, what are you taking away from this series?
I mean, I came into it not healthy, and I only rode a bike twice before the season, so I was really out of shape coming in and really didn't have any thought of winning the championship. So coming all the way down to this, you know, pretty happy.
Second overall in the championship. All right, Dylan, let's get you tucked right in here, buddy. Realistically, coming into this round, were you even thinking of second in the championship? Because it looked like all eyes were on Surratt and Moffenbar for the championship. You were quiet in third. Some points back. Where was your mindset coming into this moto?
Yeah, I didn't really have too many expectations. Kind of thought I was going to finish where I was going to finish, but you know, you kind of just put your best effort out there, and sometimes you get some luck, and that's kind of what we got today. And yeah, I mean, it was a good moto, and yeah, I'm happy to finally put that Honda on the top of the box where it deserves.
Sean Moffenbar, our champion! Yeah, boy! Oh, FXR in proud display. Way to go. A lot at stake coming into this final round.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everybody's had ups and downs this year. You know, we all made mistakes. We all had, you know, mechanicals. It's just such a wild year in both classes. So, I mean, obviously coming into the last round with 11 points, I was like, man, you know, I got to put this day together. So, you know, we had a really, really good week with the team back at Saint Denis, and we just made sure that we were ready and rested and came in and you know, we had an awesome day. One of the biggest things my team did for me, they kept me calm and cool, and I mean, KT, Kale, Alan, my girlfriend Robin, everybody just contributed. You know, they helped me so much through the process this weekend. You know, they kept it light, and you know, obviously there was a little bit of, you know, intenseness in the pits. We all wanted to win real bad, so you know, I got to give it up to, you know, all those guys for just keeping it calm and cool and just making it such a fun time this year.
So the final points in the 2017 MX2 Championship, of course, Sean Moffenbar with his first #1 plate. Gotta love Pettis making it back to 5th. Casey Keast with a solid 6th. Osby, Thompson, Halstead, and Davey Frazier rounding out the top 10. Well, there you go. There's your top 3 for 2017. It's been a great one. Make sure you like us on the CMRCMX Facebook page and go to mxnationals.ca for all the final goodies. You have been watching the 2017 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals, presented by Motovan.com, Canada's source for power sports parts and accessories. For Brian Coster, I'm Mark Travers. Thanks very much for watching the 2017 series. We'll see you again in 2018.